Guys, uh, as you know, it's the standard section of our show where we basically share our random thoughts we had this past week. And as usual, we start with RJ's random thought of the day. So please, you have the floor, RJ. Share, take it away.
Thanks, KR. So, my random thought of the day is about the importance of doing you and staying humble in victory. And what I mean by staying humble is, when you start doing good, you start making progress in life, you achieve your goals bit by bit, people will start congratulating you. They're gonna start patting you on the back. Good job, man. You might feel some kind of way about that.
Putting
But if
batteries in your back.
what did you say?
Putting batteries on your back.
Putting batteries on your back, so you'll be like the Energizer Bunny. But but the problem with that, or the problem with that is, or at least the compliments are not a problem, are no problems by themselves. But the problem with letting those compliments get to your head is that you might gradually start relying more and more on the opinions of others. So what I'm noticing these days, because I'm watching, watching the news and social media, and I must say that I'm trying to watch as less as possible these days, or at least not as less as possible, but I'm trying to limit the amount of time I consume information. It's because there are a lot of negativity. But what I've noticed these last couple of days is how they are currently bashing two people who just last year they were praising. And the way it's not that they're bashing them, but the way they're bashing them. And I'm a sports guy. I don't watch it as much as I used to, but I still catch some games now and then. And
What kind of sports?
well, I
If I may
usually
ask.
watch basketball, and you, of course, put me on to football as well. So I'm watching
Okay.
actually more football these days than basketball. But
Hmm.
these are two players, football players.
Hmm.
One of them might not come as a shock, of course. That's Tom Brady. He's been in the news. Uh, well, he's been in the mainstream news for his private affairs, because he and his wife are divorcing. But let's say from the sports aspect, the way they're talking about him, it's crazy.
Hmm.
They are talking about him. Just last year, he was on top. He was, still 5 more years to go. And just 7 games in, I think, 6 or 7 games in. And already they're like, he should have retired 3 years ago. But another one who actually caught me off guard, that's Russell Wilson. I mean, Russell Wilson, until last year, people regarded him as a simp. The people,
They
hey,
still,
hey,
they still do.
hey, hey. but, 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 let's say in the on the football field, he did command respect, or at least that's what I thought. But now I must say he's not. It's the criticisms towards the way his team is playing is justified. They're not playing well. But this is
For
a new team that he's playing in. no regard for changes, no regard for the amount of time he might need to, to adjust. No benefit of the doubt whatsoever. Just bashing him. And I'm not, I mean, I'm not a particular fan of neither Tom Brady nor Russell Wilson. I do admire what they have achieved because they are very good NFL players, but they are not like, I'm not going to say, they are my Mount Rushmore of NFL players or
Brady not in the
because I grew up with basketball more than
okay.
football. So for that reason, so he is in the Mount Rushmore of football, but I
Yeah.
grew up more.
Oh, you mean as in general?
So I'm talking about my Mount Rushmore. If
Oh,
I have to say,
athletes.
yes, exactly. So he's not the top 4 athlete that he's not within my top 4 athletes. That's what I'm saying.
You. I wanted to ask you something, but I'm not gonna ask it. It
Cool.
could be a.
But yeah, don't ask. But
Yeah, I won't.
it's like.
Would be disrespectful.
But
So
it's
to the
like,
person I was going to ask you about, but sorry, continue. I'm
Okay.
interrupting you.
Yeah. Now I'm curious to know, but I'm gonna finish my thought and then I'll try to ponder the rest of the show we are talking about. I'm trying to figure out. But yeah, man, it's crazy to see how it's crazy to see how they are just bashing these guys. And I guess they have a show, let's say I mean the reporters have a show to do, and they follow the game more closely perhaps, and they have more reasons to to maybe formulate their opinions the way they're formulating it. But I just think to myself, if these people were people, and maybe they are but if these people are people that care too much about what others think of them, then this can have very hampering effects on their performance. And sports is psychological. So I think it starts with psychological. You need to have the physical, but on that level, the psychological plays a large role. Shout out to Ben Simmons. But so to close that all, I said that to say this. Sometimes people tell you don't care too much, analyze criticism of people, but don't care too much about them. But I would say the same thing about compliments. You can analyze them, but don't put too much worth. Don't give them too much value for your life, because if you do, you run the risk of being stuck in your progress when, I don't think it's when these people who used to admire you turn against you. That's my random thought of the day.
Thank you for sharing that. I do agree with you on that. Someone once said, "You're not as good as they say you are, and you're never as bad as you say you are." Media always plays that. Sports media always tries to create new stories, and if you're dependent on external validation, that can wear on you as a player. So you should always be very cautious about what you're reading, and also how you internalize it, in a sense. And to put it all into perspective, I do think I'll chime in real quick on, because I cannot say something about Brady and Russell. I do agree with you. Both are playing bad. Both are playing bad for different reasons. Brady is doing that because he doesn't have the right personnel around him. And Russell is basically, as you said, new situation. He's trying to change the way he plays, and I think both of these men also are aware about the situation. But as the media always does, they don't really explain everything to their viewers for them to get a better perspective, and that's why we have the Double Thought Show, in a sense, to also give you kind of different angles on topics.